What is up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingDudes.com and welcome back to another one of our previews. Well, let's go to Oaklawn Park Saturday, March 30th, race 12 on the card. It is the Grade 1 Arkansas Derby, going a mile and an eighth, $1.5 million the purse for this one. So it's pretty incredible now, $1.5 million. Well, real quickly, 17 years ago, I went to the first horse race I've ever attended live and in person. It was the Arkansas Derby. As I record this, Curlin is celebrating his 20th birthday today. Curlin won that Arkansas Derby and got me hooked on horse racing. So without the Arkansas Derby, without Oaklawn Park, and especially without Curlin, I wouldn't be sitting here and you wouldn't be watching me. That's why Racing Dudes is around. So let's get to the most important race on the calendar for me each and every year. It is the Arkansas Derby. Like I said, race 12 here. Let's go through them one by one, and we'll start with number one, We'll Take It. We'll Take It. It's still a maiden. That's the bad news. Good news is he ran pretty well last time out. Got second, only beaten the nose at 42-1. So wasn't expected to do much and did do pretty well in that race. He's been beaten 16 3/4 and 20.5 in his first two races before that nose loss last time out. I don't think you want to support him here, but if you want to take a shot, think he's getting a lot better, maybe, the Arkansas Derby day is the day he gets it done. I will not be playing him. Number two is Timberlake. Timberlake going to be your second choice in this race. Coming off a win in the Rebel, so trying to make that Rebel Arkansas Derby sweep, just like Curlin did back in 2007. So that's kind of cool to think about that. Look, he's got a ton of class. We thought he faced a pretty bad field, and I think he did. I mean, you look at the second place finisher, came back to run, just okay in Louisiana Derby. The third place finisher, kind of nowhere to be found in the Jeff Ruby Stakes. So not much came out of that race. I mean, we can even go a little bit further. Woodcourt, not much. Carbone came back, didn't do much. So none of those horses have really come back to do anything, but he beat him by 2 lengths. Listen, he's logical in this spot. This isn't a terribly tough race either. A couple of new shooters in here that he has to face, I should say. So that could be the difference. But still, he's in with a shot, no doubt. The number 3 is Dymatic. This horse broke the maiden 2 races back by 3 lengths. Showed up at the Rebel, and I think people were like, okay, this is a logical alternative. He didn't do a whole lot. He got 5th, beaten 7 1/4. Look, I think anytime you get in a race like this with Dymatic, he's going to need a ton of pace. And if he gets it, maybe he can pick off horses. That's kind of what you got to look at with him. The number 4 is Time for Truth. This one's interesting. Ron Moquette trained horse here. Won on debut, got second. These were sprint races, these first two. Second being 2 1/4 by Valentine Candy, who had been really good at Oaklawn. Stretched out to a mile and 16th and won last time out, impressively, in an allowance race by a length and a half. I think he is one you need to be a little bit interested in. He draws pretty well here. He's got early speed. He's probably going to set the pace. I'm a little afraid it's going to be hot, but the pace was kind of hot last time out, and he was still able to hold on. He did get a little tired late. They were kind of catching him late. Maybe the extra 16th of a mile and extra pace is going to get him, but I still think he's interesting. I think he's got talent here. Sourced by Omaha Beach, who won the Arkansas Derby back in his day, and out of a Looking at Lucky Mare, who won the Rebel Stakes, actually. So, at Oaklawn. So Oaklawn pedigree through and through there. We'll see what Time for Truth can do. The number 5 is Liberal Arts. Liberal Arts came off of a layoff last time out, was third, beating 8 1/4 in the Southwest Stakes. I look at Liberal Arts kind of like I look at Honor Marie. Honor Marie was a horse that finished second in the Louisiana Derby last week after running pretty poor in the Risen Star. I think Liberal Arts can make that sort of jump. I'm not sure he's as talented as Honor Marie, so that might be the kind of the downfall. But I think the good thing about Liberal Arts, he's got every right to get better in this race. And if he does, he's in there with a shot, no question about it. So number 5, Liberal Arts, should improve second off the layoff today. Number 6 is Informed Patriot. I was surprised that this horse was entered. 2 races back, ran third, beaten 2 3/4 lengths behind Catching Freedom, who won the Louisiana Derby last weekend. So all kind of like, okay, he's not bad. He's getting better. Third, beaten 3 1/4 by Liberal Arts, but he's around. He went out to Sunland in a race where he was 8-5, and I thought he would, be pretty tough in there. 5th, beaten 13 1/4. Not good. So he's going to have to rebound from that. I don't really know who he is at this point. Ricardo Santana gets them out, so we'll see. He's back aboard. He rode him in the Smarty Jones. The number 7 is Muth. Look, this was the horse that was supposed to come to the Rebel, would have been a big favorite in that race. Didn't come. I don't know what really happened. A kind of a workout went wrong situation with him. But, I mean, he's the class of the field. He deserves to be the favorite. 3 wins in 5 starts. The races he lost, he was a second and in the best pal in a race going 6 furlongs. And then he was second in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile where he ran a winning race. Just fierceness freaked that day. So he seems to be working pretty well. We haven't seen him since January 6th. He ran the 7 furlong San Vicente. So maybe he's not sharp. 84 days. It's kind of a lot of time, but I do kind of think he's the horse to beat here. You look at his running style, he can sit off of it, or if they don't go very fast, he can go to the lead. I think he's going to sit right behind maybe the 4. Maybe the 9 gets out there. We'll see how they ride him today, but I think the 7 gets a pretty good trip. I think it's a pretty good post. The number 8 is Just Steel. Look, he shows up, he tries, except for last time. He did not run very well in the Rebel, but he had ran well in the Southwest, ran well in the Smarty Jones. He'll complete the Oaklawn, series of Kentucky Derby preps. He's going to run in all 4 of them here. I don't know. He may be a little tired. He may be a little spent. The class level may be getting to him a little bit. That's my worry on him, but I think you can count on him to kind of show up and be around and maybe make a little run, but I'm not sure. He's ran a lot of times. This will be the 11th start, so we'll see what happens there. The number 9 is definitely the most interesting horse in the race, as we're going to solve the answer of who is Mystic Dan. I kind of want to go through his 5 races, and then we'll talk about him here. On debut, ran okay, got second at Keeneland in a tough race, came back, and this is when he put himself on the map. Maiden special weight, Churchill Downs, going 5.5 furlongs. He wins by 7 3/4. And I think everybody was like, wow, this is a really nice horse. He's pretty darn good. And we're kind of excited about him. Stretched him out to a mile. This horse is by Golden Sense out of a Colonel John mare. So Golden Sense certainly not a horse that could go long. Well, he went a mile at least, but not past that. He wasn't great. Colonel John can, so it's kind of a 50-50, right? But anyway, went to that allowance race at Churchill where he ran a mile. He kind of chased him around there, got 5th, beaten 8. So you're like, okay, maybe cut him back. They tried the Smarty Jones. They went a mile and a 16th. He got 5th, beaten 3 1/4. And he watched that race in the Smarty Jones. He kind of looked like he was going to get ready to run. He made a move and then he flattened. So it was just kind of looking like, okay, I think he's pretty good. Like, you exit that Smarty Jones and you go, he's got talent, but they probably just need to cut him back. And I think he's pretty decent. They threw him in the Southwest, going a mile and a 16th. He wins by 8 lengths, and he runs a buyer higher than anybody, I should say, has gotten all year. So, I mean, you go back and watch the Southwest. If that horse shows up and runs that race in the Arkansas Derby, I think they're running for second. Even Muth, I think that's a race better than Muth has even ran. But the problem is, you just haven't seen it. His other races have not been like that. Even his maiden at 5.5 furlongs, it was very impressive, but not as impressive at the Southwest. So he's a mystery. I kind of on the side of, I'm going to let him prove it to me again. Maybe the slop is what really moved him up. Now we're going further, and I think it's going to be a fast track looking at the forecast. He's a mystery, though. If you really think he's going to run that race that he did last time out, you got to kind of play him in here, don't you? I mean, he certainly looks the part. All right, finally, number 10, Imperial Gun. I don't really know what this horse is doing here. He was very good in a maiden 2 races back. Then they tried Allowance Company last time out on Rebel Stakes Day. He looked awful. He didn't run well at all. He's in here. I don't like him very much for this race. I'm really surprised he's entered, but he's here, so we'll see if he can pull off a little bit of an upset. All right. I've talked about all 10 of them here. Let's get to the top pick. I didn't really want to do it because I kind of want to try to beat a favorite here, but if number 7 Muth shows up, I think he's the most consistent horse. He really kind of showed a lot of class, I thought, in that last effort. And, he won the San Vicente and looked very good. And then you look at the Breeders' Cup Juvenile where he got second. Yeah, Fierceness didn't run very well next out, but, Timberlake did come back to win out of that. So, Muth did come back to win out of it as well. So, yeah, I just think he might just be a little bit better than these horses. And I think, the big question mark, is he quite ready to roll? Like, is he jacked up and ready to go? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, but Baffert usually doesn't put him on a plane unless he thinks they're doing really well. I think his best race wins it. So I'm going to go number 7, Muth, to win the Arkansas Derby. All right, for exacta and trifecta plays for this race, make sure to check out the premium products. We've got you covered for everything there. If you want free win picks for every race at Oaklawn Park on Saturday, check out the website there, racedudes.com, and click on free picks, and you can find all those. All right, guys, thanks everybody for watching this video. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit subscribe. You really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, good luck if you're playing Oaklawn Park on Saturday.